I think that she had a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings, and they all just kind of came out at once.
Is it hard watching your buddy? It seems like it's still.
Look,
no, what?
The guy's done enough to us throughout the years.
It's life. It's life.
It's like, what about me? And I'm like, you brought the girls in the threesome video to a party. You relished in like all of my downs, and now you want me to coddle you.
Yeah, no. I mean, we wish it wasn't happening to him, but I don't, like, that's about as far as our angst goes.
I don't wish, the end of the world for a guy, but I'm like,
yeah, we're not
made your bed.
We're not losing sleep
Certainly.
over it.
Obviously, Taylor and Shep, that was a big headline from the finale. I mean, do you feel like Taylor crossed the line a little bit when she brought up the parents and like all the other women? Do you feel like she crossed the line, or do you just feel like it was part of frustration?
Yeah, I think she was hurt, and that was actually her first time being able to speak to Shep since they broke up. So, and I think that she had a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings, and they all just kind of came out at once. Yeah.
It was really tough watching Shep and Taylor's, confrontation, breakup during the reunion, things like that. Do you feel like he uses women? I mean, you guys have both known him for a long time. Do you feel that way?
I think he's just your typical guy that is very, what do you call a guy that, is more interested? I don't know how to say it.
Guys are different than girls when it comes to breakups. They're going to bounce back in different ways than girls are. And so I think that's what she was referring to as far as, using other women. I think it was just hurtful to know that he was already back out there as quick as he was. And that's kind of what she was trying to say. But that was the first time they really spoke since. So it was, it was hard to watch. It was hard to be around.
Oh, man, it was really intense. I feel like I'm kind of an empath, and I felt, she was right beside me. I felt her, hurt. And seeing Shep even, he looked really affected as well. I genuinely know he loved her. And it's a shame, but I think it's best for Taylor, specifically, that they are not together. I think she, needs to find a man who is ready to settle down and is ready to commit to her. Just like she said, Austin should commit to you. Yeah. She needs a man that will straight up commit to her too.
Where do you and Shep stand today? And was there a chance that you guys would have gotten back together before the reunion? And where do you guys stand now?
I always had that thought in my head that maybe, if he was working on himself and doing things that we would maybe, have a conversation ending up back together, but that's not the case. So we're good. I wish him well, and wish him well. Yeah.
Hoping to get more from him in that? Were you hoping that he took that time to work on himself?
Definitely. Oh, absolutely. We had a conversation when we first separated that, I was like, here's some things, I'm going to try to push you and drive you and challenge you to do these things. And I found out he was doing quite the opposite. So that in itself was just a turnoff for me. So it just kind of solidifies my decision of, I know that I need to be moving in a different direction. But I don't know, I'm hoping that he's doing well. I do want to be somebody who's supporting him and pushing him to be the best version of himself always. But I myself need to heal and root and ground before I can give again. So
not dating anybody else now?
No, I am definitely dating myself. I know people say that, but I'm always oh, that guy's cute, but I think I'm asexual at the moment. So
you're just not ready yet.
I'm just not ready. Yeah,
and that's take your time.
Yeah, take your time, definitely.
Definitely.
Obviously, it was a tough reunion, but how are you feeling after everything?
Oh man, it was a tough season. I've said this a few times, but I'll repeat it. For all the seasons in the show, for the most part, I was juggling one ball. It was me. It's easy to throw a ball up and catch it. And this year, especially as Taylor, I guess last season, season 7, we were sort of honeymoon period, and everybody was like, "Ah," and that's great, and it was that way. And this season, I had 3 balls in the air: me, Taylor, and our relationship. And I dropped a couple balls sometimes, and add alcohol to the mix, and Yeah, I mean, it was like being in a slow motion car wreck. Like I knew what was happening, and I knew I was doing the wrong thing sometimes, or saying the wrong thing. But I mean, as we were doing it, I mean, it's crazy to say, but I watched a little bit of the season, not a lot, and I know a little bit about it. I can honestly say that we were fine after the season. Like when the cameras left, we were like,
we got through it.
Well, yeah. And then when it comes on actual television, it hurt that much more.
So that kind of watching it back.
Part of the breakup was just like, I don't want to be us against the world, you know. And Austin and Madison did that, like. Everybody, you know, like it's I don't want that. I want the world to root for me and my relation. And unfortunately, you know, things got a little sideways, and it didn't help that there was like friends and family who were watching the show was like, this doesn't look good.
A lot of outside noise.
Yeah, and I pride myself on not listening to the blogs, chatter, but it's hard not to sometimes. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, do you feel like Taylor, because obviously she was frustrated and, you know, upset at the reunion, but do you feel like bringing your parents into everything, did that kind of cross the line?
Yes, it did. And she's told me, she was like, I honestly, it was an out-of-body experience. And like when it was over, I didn't know what I said. And she was like, she didn't say this. This is my 2 cents opinion. She just wanted to hurt me as much, and like she was, you know, hell hath no fury kind of thing. And I wish that hadn't happened. And as I was watching it, as much as it hurt me for her saying that, it hurt me that she might look bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally.
And I was that hurt me the most, because she is the kindest, greatest soul in the world, and that's why I fell in love with her.
I mean, were you still in love with her prior to the reunion, and were you?
I'll always be in love with her.
So are you in love with her now? Because I know when you said...
I hate that thing. Are you in love or do you love her? I love her. That's all you need to know. And I will root for her for the rest of her life, and I will do anything on earth to make sure that she's happy and all that stuff. So,
do you think there's a chance that the two of you could get back together, or do you think that you still need some time apart?
Well, it's funny. It's not about time apart, because there was never like a seismic event or anything like that. But I think that there was some just chasms in the way that we looked at the world and other things like that. And I typically would, in life, I have in the past, sort of headed for the exit when I saw something that didn't add up or whatever. And it's a big testament to her that I said, you know what, screw it. She's amazing, and I don't care. And like, but you know, these things don't disappear. And I mean, I could really get it. We could sit down over pasta, and I could really talk to you. But she's fantastic, and get back together. I don't know. I think that maybe I'm not the best for her. And I know that's like a cop-out. It sounds like a cop-out. I swear it's not.
You can't change how you feel and your viewpoints on life. And if you want to get married and want to get kids, that's how you feel.
I know. And so, yeah, it's tough. But, you know, as my mom said, my lovely, perfect mom, she goes, look, Shep, you dated a wonderful person that everybody loves for 2.5 years. There's no alimony, there's no lawyers, there's no acrimony. Actually, there's a little acrimony, if we're really honest, but I think it's getting better and better every day. Time heals all wounds. And she's like, this is life, you know, it's not the end of the world. And I needed to, you know, I just keep telling myself that, and I wish I could like inject that into her. But women and men deal with grief and differently, or whatever. Grief isn't really the word, or whatever. Disappointment in relationships, and women, and I'm more like, she's like, you seem like you're having a lot of fun. You're not even. I was like, trust me, like I am unhappy deep down, like Tears of a Clown, like the Smokey Robinson song. So
In a perfect world, would you be together still?
I don't know. I'm like really. I mean, currently, like my mind is like, I want to go all around the world and travel. Like, I feel this has nothing to do with her, but when the relationship ended, I was like, I need to just get out of here. You know what I mean? And that's my thought right now. Just run. And she's like, what are you running from? And I'm like, nothing, I swear. I just need to I need to recharge, refresh. And like be inspired. Like I honestly, and that has nothing to do with her either. Charleston's a fantastic place, but it's like it can be Groundhog Day, just like anywhere where anyone lives, honestly. But I need to meet new people and share ideas and stuff like that. It's just so that's where my head's at right now. And again, it has nothing to do with her. It's just that's who I am at my core. Is just a wanderer and a traveler and an explorer and I mean, yeah. And guys like, I'm not saying I'm even in the vicinity of these people as far as their accomplishments, but someone like a Warren Beatty, a George Clooney, these guys were like, go, and they accomplished way more than I probably ever will. And then they were like, okay,
settle down.
Yeah, and I'm not at that place. And so that's kind of the short version. That was the longest version of the short version I could ever do. Yeah.
Totally fine. Okay. No, this was great. Shep, thank you so much. All right.
For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.